when we know just untold amounts of radioactive water have gone into the Pacific. If there are men on this site, Jeff, that are operating those cranes, and Denise and I almost fell off our seats watching the live feed through your website of TEPCO, of the Fukushima Daiichi plant. They got a 24/7 camera going. When the cranes moved, it's like, oh my God, somebody's in the crane. And you know what? Not anybody can just get in that crane. So think of all the people they have to train to be able to use those cranes, because you know what? Those workers aren't going to be working there very long.
No.
But the thing is, if they can do that on site, now I'm not a physicist, I'm not a construction expert, but I do see an open wall. Why can't you, if there's nothing to be done, that should be shared with the people of Japan and the world. But if anything could be done, you would think it could be done now.
Well, they talked they talked months ago about trying to shore up Reactor Building 4, which was leaning and still is leaning at least 15 degrees, and nothing came of it. Nothing that I know of came of it. And one more 6.5 or 7 earthquake, and then the whole thing could just fall to the ground. And then that's it. It's done. Do you remember, maybe some of you folks do, the first reaction of TEPCO within, I think, 6 hours of the quake and tsunami was to tell the government that they were pulling out. They literally told the government of Japan they were abandoning Fukushima. Nothing we can do, we're leaving. And the government ordered them back, or they wouldn't be there now. That's how cowardly these people are.
And our futures, or what's left of them, are at stake here. And when you talk of abandonment, back in April, we started losing some of the very scant resources being dedicated towards monitoring radiation in the United States. Canada's put us to shame. The reaction of this country, understandably, because of our media, but not entirely because of our media, has been moved to this. While in Germany, we've had in the last 9 months, very early on, the Germans said, you know what, we're getting rid of nuclear power, because if it could happen there, if it can happen once, it can happen again. And we're just living on borrowed time. We've got 104 nuclear reactors in this country, and some with very serious problems that are, if we didn't have this informal network of people looking at each other's websites and sharing information on those websites, putting up YouTubes of what they're finding and measuring, and listening to this show, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't know about all these problems. There's a heightened awareness there, but in terms of what it'll mean is it won't mean anything. It won't mean anything if the people aren't, well, prepared to try to affect change. And my opinion, you can't be prepared fully to affect change unless you're prepared yourself when facing this onslaught of radiation that comes and goes. And that takes a lot of different things to do. Now, in terms of coming and going, it's not all bad news. Today, Los Angeles had a big deluge of rain, and it was a jet stream-driven storm, and there was no heightened radiation in it. I couldn't believe it. And here in Santa Monica, by the sea here in Los Angeles, up in Ventura County, in Thousand Oaks, which is about halfway in between Ventura and Los Angeles, all people who have been coming to our site sharing their readings, nothing extra. And there are still foods you can get that you can be sure don't have radiation in them impacted by Fukushima. Now, I know you're a vegan, Jeff, but at risk of offending you, there is a cheese. There's one cheese that is aged 9 months. It's Tillamook, very sharp cheddar cheese, and it's aged 9 months. So meaning, beginning today, the 9-month clock is up. And because it says on the packaging it's aged over 9 months, and because we know that the cesium-137, cesium-134, strontium-90 from the fallout couldn't have impacted any of our dairy industry until at least 4 or 5 days after the meltdowns began, for that radiation to get over on the jet stream. There's that one food product that you could get that you don't have to worry about radiation. But if folks don't prepare themselves, then they're just going to sit back and watch it come to them. And that's not the way to take this one on. And I think the people who listen to this show know that.
I agree.
But unfortunately, it hasn't happened yet. There are hints of it. There needs to be a movement, but there isn't a movement yet. Occupy Wall Street, it hasn't really taken this kind of reality in yet. I think they will. There has to be a movement where the 1 out of 10 persons that are listening right now who don't think I'm blowing smoke, says, you know what, maybe he's right. Maybe we should look into what Jeff was talking about with that new supplement, that nutritional food source. Maybe we should think about filtering our water and keeping our air clean in our homes, because we've seen tests on that guy's website showing hot particles in his filter.
Yeah, by all means, please listen to what Michael's saying. The food supplement, by the way, is on the left-hand side of the home page, right next to the Japan nuclear disaster featured story box up near the top. It says BioAge. You'll see BioAge, awakening the genius within. It's extraordinary. You can see the video about it at the top of the page in the YouTube channel section. Good advice as always, Michael. Thank you for the work you're doing. So nothing in the rain. You got a freebie there. You got a pass.
Nothing in the rain. We got a freebie. You know. I mean, I'm astonished, but I'll take it.
Good
20
job.
million people didn't get nuked down here today.
Wow. Well, we'll take everyone we can get. Thank you, my friend. Talk to you soon. Okay.
You bet.
Night. Michael Collins, EnviroReporter.com. You can go there anytime and see what the readings are in West LA and in East LA and Glendale area as well. And we'll be right back.